Hi children. Okay, so today we're going to do some shape, space and measure work in maths, and we're going to do some measuring today. We're going to be measuring the length of some objects. Now we measure the height and the length of something. So normally if we measure height, that's how tall something is. So that might be something that you could do during this time you're at home. Measure your height, or get somebody else to help you measure your height, and see if you've grown at all over the time, and you can see how much you've grown. So that's something that you can do. Today we're going to focus mainly on length, which is how long something is. And we're going to be measuring using a ruler. Previously, when we've done measuring, we've used maths blocks to see how long something is in maths blocks. Some of us did move on to using a ruler, but we're all going to do that today. So if you can find a ruler in your house, that'd be great, or a tape measure. If you haven't got anything like that, then don't worry, because you can still measure maybe using some blocks that you've got, or some Lego, or any way that you could find measuring. But everything, they need to all be the same length, the bits that you measure with, to make it fair. Okay, so this is my ruler here. Now my ruler so if we look at the beginning, it's always important to make sure you're starting at the beginning. So normally you would have a 0, or it might start on 1. But my ruler starts on 0, but it doesn't have a 0. It's got a cut and a for centimetres, but that is the beginning. So make sure when you're measuring, you always start measuring at the beginning of the ruler, which is on mine, it's there. Okay, and then my ruler goes all the way up to the number 30. So this is 30 centimetres long. 30 centimetres. Okay, but if you've got a tape measure, it might be longer than that. So just when you're measuring, if you are measuring and it goes past the number that you know, because I know we've done numbers to 10, we've started doing numbers to 15. If it goes past the number that you know, then make sure you ask for some help, so you know how long something is. So what we're going to do is, if you can find 3 things in your house. Now they don't have to be under the sea themed, but I know lots of you will probably have some kind of under the sea, maybe teddies, or like I've got my this is like a toy orca here. All 3 of mine are going to be orcas. I've got orcas in all different sizes, but it could be anything. It doesn't have to be under the sea, but I'm doing it under the sea just because that's our topic. So what we need to do is we're going to measure each one, and then we're going to put them in the order of their length, starting with the shortest and ending with the longest. What would be really great is, as you measure, if you could write down how long something is. So I'm going to do that using my whiteboard. So I've got my whiteboard and my pen, so I'm going to record mine on there. So I'll just put that down for a second. So I'm going to start, and it's going to be quite tricky for me to show you, but I'll give it a go. So I'm going to start with this one. So I'm going to make sure that the top of my, the top of my object, my orca that I've got, the beginning of it is on 0, which you can see its mouth is on 0. And then I'm going to go all the way to the end of the tail. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing you very well. Why? And that ends on 13, the number 13. So I know that this object, this whale, this orca, is 13 centimetres. So I'm going to put number 1, 13, and I'm going to write a cut and a for centimetres. Okay, so that's the first one. I'm going to choose the next one now. I'm going to do this one. Okay, so again, I'm going to find the beginning of my ruler. Make sure that the beginning of the object, so its mouth, is on at the beginning, and then I'm going to go all the way to its tail. This is quite difficult to do, sorry, and it's on just about on 21. So this orca is 21 centimetres long. So I'm going to write that on my board. Number 2, 21 centimetres long. Okay, and then I'm going to do the last one, which is this one here. Again, making sure I'm starting at the beginning. And then the tail and it's about, well, I think it's just touching 20. So that orca is 20 centimetres long. 20 centimetres long. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, because I could probably look at the whales and I could probably guess just by looking what order they go in from shortest to longest. But I'm not going to do that because that's easy and I like to challenge myself. I'm going to use the numbers. So I'm going to look at what the smallest number is. Okay, and the smallest number out of these three numbers is 13. So the smallest orca is 13 centimetres, which was number 1. I'm going to do that there. Okay, and then the next number up, and if you weren't sure on this, you could use your ruler to help you, couldn't you? Because all the numbers are in order there. So the next number that comes after 13 in my list here is the number 20, so 20 centimetres. So that orca is the second longest one, is the second shortest one. And that's that's not number 2, is it? Sorry, that's number 3. Okay, and then the biggest number out of these three numbers is 21, so 21 centimetres. And that is orca number 2. So now I've ordered all 3 of my orcas, all 3 of my objects, okay? And then what I can do is I can then pick them up and I can put them in order. Okay, so that's what I'd like you to do now. Don't forget you can upload any work that you do in your own personal folder. Look forward to seeing them. Bye.